So we'll be posting it out there for those of you fine folks out there that are going to miss it this morning. We can let them join in later on and watch it then. So, man, we got a tremendous amount of leaderboards to go over today. So, really good stuff. Great week by you guys. We went out and killed it this week as a team. So very proud of everybody making the leaderboards, and even the people that didn't, because we even had high numbers that wouldn't have made these leaderboards. So very proud of everybody. His names that we're going to call off right now. So coming in, we got Laura Davis. Well, here, let's go over, we'll go over app count first. I'm going to do app count first, and then we'll do APV. We got Laura Davis coming in at 5 applications this past week. We've got Amy Ostrom coming in with 6 applications this past week. Way to go, Amy Ostrom. We got Brian Hamby with 6 applications this past week. Rocco Pearson, 7 applications this past week. Way to go, Rocco. Hey, we got Jeffrey Miller with 8 applications this past week. Way to go, Jeffrey Miller. I think he's hired his whole family now, so we're good to go. All the Millers are in, and Millers in Arizona tend to do well here. Just saying. Millers from the state of Arizona tend to do well in this company. I'm just saying. So if you guys want to explode your business, go hire somebody with the last name Miller in the state of Arizona. And that would be my recruiting recommendation to you here. For those of you vets, you certainly get it. And we're just now getting into our top 3 in app count, by the way. Coming in at the number 3 spot in app count this past week, Mr. Val Zarn with 10 applications. Way to go, Val Zarn. Coming in at the number 2 spot, remember APV is the tiebreaker, Mr. Elijah Carujo. Way to go, Elijah Carujo. 10 applications this past week. Still not number 1. Number 1, anybody want to guess who number 1 is? Anybody want to hold up a sign? DJ Robinson, you're right. If you guess DJ Robinson had 15 applications this past week. DJ Robinson going out there and absolutely killing it. And 15 applications in a week. Not too shabby, my friend. Not too shabby for a guy that just started about 3 months ago, I think. Tina may correct me if I'm wrong, about 3 or 4 months ago. Way to go, DJ Robinson. Always setting the bar, always setting the standard for this team now, buddy. Super, super proud of you. So let's do our APV leaderboards this past week. That was our app count leaderboards. APV leaderboards, Laura Davis, 4,308. Amy Ostrom, 4,423. Rocco Pearson, 5,449. Brian Hamby, 5,612. Paul Sharp, 7,171. Getting into our top 5. Here's our top 5. Listen to the top 5. Mr. Val Zarn at 7,810, hailing from the great state of California. Jeffrey Miller, 8,379 from Arizona. Betsy Barr, love seeing Betsy Barr on this leaderboard, hailing from the great state of Tennessee, 8,551. Way to go, Betsy Barr. And Elijah Carujo, no stranger to our leaderboards, 9,881 this past week. That young man says he's going to ride something big. He goes out and does it. Way to go, Elijah Carujo. Super proud of you, buddy. 9,881. Great state of Virginia. Way to go, buddy. Mr. DJ Robinson, great state of California. 11,548 in premium. Way to go, DJ Robinson. Another strong week from you, buddy. I think you've written around 22,000 just in the last 2 weeks alone. And he says y'all haven't seen anything yet. So just want you to know, hey, I want to mention this, and this is really cool because he sent me and Tina his activity report this past week. You know, a lot of people wonder, it's like, what's the magic behind DJ Robinson? And every time, you know, I talk to him and I ask him, and he says, man, I just work. He's like, I'm a grinder. He said, I'll sit down and 5:30 in the morning Eastern time, he starts his work day. And so, no, I'm sorry, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. He lives on the West Coast, 5:30 West Coast time. It'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. It'd be like, the dude's insane. No, he didn't start that early. So he starts and he says, man, I just get on the phone, and just proof positive this past week. He made 1,005 dials to write his 11,000 in premium. What I love about that, just shows you with the work ethic here and plugging in, you cannot fail here at Symmetry Financial. You just got to be willing to plug in and put it in the numbers. And certainly, Mr. DJ Robinson, you have done that, buddy. And we all greatly, the leadership team, everything. And just we're all appreciating your example and you know that email that I sent you this morning. Appreciate the example you're setting for your future organization because it's going to be a massive one. So DJ Robinson, buddy, way to set the example with 1,005 dials this past week. Love that. All right, let's get into what we got next. Oh, let's do this. We don't leave out this. We had a lot of groups going out and killing it this week. Top groups this past week here in our thing. We love recognizing teams well over 10,000 or more. So I'm going to go through that and I want to make sure I've got all those. So we got coming in at the number 5 spot, Joe Martinez and his team, Smoking Joe Martinez, 11,684. We got the number 4 spot, Valzarn and his team, 15,796. We got the number 3 spot, Miss Tina Freeman and her base shop, 20,094. The number 2 spot, Elijah Carujo and his organization, 22,381 this past week. Way to go, Elijah Carujo. And the number 1 spot. Wait, I apologize. Nope, I read it wrong. Sorry, it's hard to look over these leaderboards. Number 2 spot was Mark Newbauer at 22,381. Congratulations to you, Mark Newbauer. The number 1 spot, Mr. Elijah Carujo and the Grant Reynolds team at 23,196 in premium. Way to go, Elijah Carujo and that organization. Not too shabby, my friend. Elijah is getting married at the end of this week, so everybody knows Elijah. Sending him big congratulations on that right there. And another big announcement, Elijah Carujo is our new agency owner. I didn't want to have him on the call this week. He's getting a lot of plans, stuff ready for his wedding this week, so we're not going to do it, but we're going to have a big celebration when he gets back from, I think he's going to Tahiti, Bora Bora, more specifically, out in the South Pacific or somewhere out halfway around the world for a couple of weeks, and well-deserved vacation and honeymoon with him and his wife, Maggie. But when he gets back, I definitely want to have him and Maggie on the call. We want to hear all about it, and we want to hear all about how a 23-year-old becomes an agency owner here at Symmetry Financial. So very proud of you, Elijah, and this is only the beginning, buddy, and can't wait to hear about you and Maggie's journey over the next 2 or 3 weeks, buddy. So proud of you, man. And I know Grant Reynolds is as well. So proud of you, my friend. All right, guys, which leads us to, that was a massive amount of good groups right there. Leads us to our next, which is business builders. And I love talking about our business builders because that typically creates the future of our company. So here's some people creating the future of their company. We got Barry Davis, Jeryd Gillum, Jeffrey Miller, Joe Martinez, Dustin Hensley, Dominic Austin, Mark Newbauer, and we got Betsy Barr, myself. Did I miss anybody? Miss Tina? We may have missed one more. Oh, Brian Hamby. Yeah, he's here in the office. Brian, I didn't forget about you, buddy. I got you down, buddy. Couldn't miss you. Hey, all those people went out and shared the plan more than 10 times this past week. And we realized if you're going to build a great organization, it starts with great conversations. And that's just people that are having the conversation more. And tends to be, if you talk to more people, just like DJ Robinson teaches us in personal production, the more people you talk to, well, the more business you write. And same thing in recruiting. The more people you talk to, the more people that you find that Symmetry is a good fit for. So very proud of the people that make that leaderboard consistently, and really proud of how much that's growing. And a lot of you that are using the SFG word of the year, which is invest. You're investing in your business, and love to see that because that's a lot of tremendous things coming from that. You guys are going to grow. New writers this past week. We got Akeisha Brown, part of the Davis organization. Way to go, Akeisha Brown. We got Federica DeFalco. Pray I said that right. Federica DeFalco Way to go, Federica Falco, part of the Gillum organization, brand new writer with us as well. We've got our #1 unique writer for the week, Mr. Brian Howell, part of the Jeffrey Miller organization with 1,642 in premium. Way to go, Brian Howell. Super proud of you, buddy. That is good stuff. And welcome all 3 of you brand new writers. Hey, if you do it one time, you can do it 1,000 times. Mentor told me that 16 years ago when I first started looking at this industry and this business, and it continued on with Symmetry Financial. And I just tell you guys that, this could be something special if you keep at it consistently with persistence and always counsel. That's what I did. And I always talked to people smarter than me. They kept pouring into me, and guess what? I took their advice and applied their advice out in the field. So welcome, Brian, Federica, and Akeisha. So very proud of you 3. You took that first step. Let's go make it happen now. All right. Tina keeps me busy today. We've got more leaderboards. We've got recruiting. Here's our top recruiters for this past week. We got Brian Hamby, Dominic Austin, Sharon Casanova, Elijah Carujo, Jeff Miller, all with a brand new recruit this past week. We got myself with 2 new recruits this past week, and Mr. Barry Davis with 2 new recruits this past week. Way to go, everybody, on those leaderboards. That's converting those STPs into people that are coming aboard. That's what's important too, because you got to have that pipeline filled as well and have that as a shot. So way to go, everybody, on those leaderboards. And just another tremendous week, our best week so far of the year, and we are killing it. Crazy part is we've already beat our biggest January ever, and we got a whole week left. Way to go, team. Already beat our biggest January ever, and we got a whole week left. We just came off our best December ever. So I'm telling you, we're exploding in so many areas. It's awesome. Awesome to be a part of this fine organization. And I think that's all the leaderboards that Tina put in front of me today. And I think I got Miss Tina and her tips coming up next. Tina, I'm going to find you out here. There we are. I think I see you, buddy. I had you, I lost you. All right, Tina, I found you.
Got it.
There you are. So Tina Freeman, how long have you been working with us, buddy?
I have been here with you for 6 years.
6 years here at Symmetry. I don't know about you. Are you as excited as I am about this team that we're working with now?
I am. I am very excited about it.
I am too. I think
everybody's doing such a great job, and we're bringing new people on every week, and it's exciting.
Yeah, it really is. We've got a lot of sharp new people, and I think you wanted to cover a couple of things under Tina's tips today. And while you do that, I may share a screen real quick.
Okay. I wanted to just remind everybody that National Conference is coming up in March, and it is virtual and it is free. So that's super exciting. I need everybody to get registered for that. And I need for everyone to remember to use your upline's code. It's a registration code, and it just puts you under the right group. So whoever your upline is, you need to reach out to them. If you're in Chris's base shop, reach out to me, and I'll get you that code, and I can even help you get registered. But you just go to the Symmetry website on the homepage, and it's the very first thing you see, Level Up Conference.
Is that showing up on your screen right there, Tina?
It is, yes.
Okay, good. So look, guys, this is right here. It's your very first thing. You click on there, click register here, boom, you put in the code of your agency owner. So if you're not in another agency owner group, if you're in one of our groups, just make sure you use the code of your agency owner. Right, Tina?
Yep. And if you're confused about it, shoot me an email if you don't know, and I can help you out and get you signed up with the right people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, all right. Anything else, Miss Tina?
Nope. I think that gets me for this week.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. So, and I just, want to take a second while I'm here on the SFG website and just like marvel at it for a second and just realize, guys, anything you need. This is that client survey. This is a tool that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that you can go in, you can start a survey when you're talking to one of your clients. And if you guys will do that, you're going to uncover hundreds of thousands of dollars of people's finances that you can go help protect this year. And oh, by the way, just by helping them protect those finances better, and by doing this little survey, by asking these little questions that it'll let you do when you go through this survey, just 4 simple questions that you just ask your clients. You click next once you're done. You can send it. Quality Member Services will give your client a call, and they can go out there and help your client even further. And when they do, they're going to split commissions with you because they're experts at writing annuities, upper level type of stuff on your clients. I'm telling you, if you're a new agent out there, it's a no-brainer for you to fill this out every time you meet with every client that you meet with, whether you close them or whether you don't, because you still have a chance to help them even further. And that's there on your, it's there on your dashboard as soon as you open up where you guys are on the SFG website. I'm telling you, that is just an awesome thing. So make sure you guys take care of that and do that. I think I'm getting some background. Let's see who I can find out
Sharon,
here.
yep, mute Sharon.
I don't know how some people figure out how to unmute themselves when I've never figured out how to unmute myself on a thing. Like they're technologically ahead of their time. Tina, I have trouble unmuting myself intentionally, much less unintentionally. So cool. Well, thank you, Miss Tina. If you got nothing else, I'm gonna mute you back out, buddy, or mute yourself back out. There we go. All right. So, and I tell you what, I got a guy that I'm super proud of here in our office, and he works with me just down the hallway right there. And Mr. Brian Hamby, and I'm just so very proud, buddy. Let's see, asked to unmute you. You out there, Brian?
I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can. And you looking sharp, man. Oh, you making our office look good. I need to put you on the spotlight more, buddy.
No, I don't know about that.
You handsome devil, you, with your Symmetry shirt and everything, man. I love it, buddy. Hey, I think you were going to cover Book of the Month, and I just want to say, man, I've watched a lot of people in this business get their rear kicked and never come back. What I love about you, man, is your springability. You not got your rear kicked, but you kept coming back and you kept coming back for more, and now you've really started to turn the corner. 6 applications this past week, 5,612. And man, it's always those people that that can keep bouncing back. It's never about what happens to you, Brian. It's about how you respond. And you, sir, respond the way I've seen millionaires in this business respond. And that gets me most excited because you respond the way winners respond. And I'm so proud of you. I know you're doing it for your kids, your babies, and a legacy for your family, man. I just wanted to say it's an honor to be in business with you, my friend. And I can't wait to let you share the book of the month. So what book are we reading this month, buddy?
We are reading the Success Principles by Jack Canfield.
Share with us. What are you getting out of it, my friend?
This is a really good book, guys. I talk about this book to Chris about every day. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. But for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Brian Hamby. I'm direct to the one and only Mr. Chris and Lauren Cook. Happy to be so. And I'm going to be going from through Principle 19 to I was going to go to 32, but I went to 29 instead. Principle 19 is use feedback to your advantage. Feedback's important. I ask Chris for feedback on a daily basis. Not all feedback's good feedback. So let me ask you guys a question. What would you rather get? Good feedback or negative feedback? Myself, I want the negative feedback because I'm not going to grow unless I get the negative feedback. Using negative feedback, you'll be able to grow a lot quicker. There's, like I say, there's two types of feedback, negative and positive. There are many ways to respond to feedback, some of which work, some that don't work. There's a saying, to reach your goal, you're either on course or off course. If somebody were to explain to you every time you got off course, give you the feedback that you're off course, you'll make it to your goal a lot quicker than staying off course and not trying to get that negative feedback telling you you're off course. Ways of responding to feedback that don't work: caving and quitting. And some of the things that Chris is talking about, watching me struggle, he knows how bad I have struggled. There's there's not too many people that set 73 appointments and didn't write an app and it's still here today. And if it wasn't for the negative feedback, Chris, Jordan, if it wasn't for their negative feedback, I wouldn't still be here. I'd still be going through those appointments and not writing any apps. So I want to say thank you to both of them. They mean the world to me. And actually, this next part, I talked to my wife about it yesterday, actually. It's the most valuable question you may ever learn. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the quality of your relationship? And that could be how you relate the quality of the business I did this week, the families I helped. But I asked my wife yesterday, eating breakfast, I said, honey, I want to ask you a question. I want you to be 100% honest. I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our marriage? And she said, are you serious? I said, I want you to be 100% honest with me. She said, I'd rate it an 8. The second part of this question is, what would it take to make it a 10? I asked her that question. And she said, you want me to be honest? I said, yes, lay it on me. Because guys, I'm a worker. I work a lot. She said, communication, 1. And when we're home, spend time with me and the family and put your phone down and turn it off. I said, you're telling me that's what would make our marriage a 10? She said, yes. So guess what? I'm going to turn my phone off 2 hours every evening. When we go to put our kids to bed, my phone's off. So if anybody tries to call me between, 7 and 9 o'clock, you ain't going to get me, because I want to be a 10 for my family. Listen to feedback. Is all feedback accurate? No, not all. I like to do what Chris tells me to do. Take the grocery store approach. Take what you need, leave what you don't. If you think, but some negative feedback, you're going to think, well, do I need to take this or not? Guys, if it's feedback you need to take it. If it's going to help you get to where you're wanting to be. Principle 20, commit to constant and never-ending improvement. Improve in small increments. Don't try to prove yourself all at once. Decide what to improve on. The most important part, don't skip any steps. You can't skip steps if you want to be successful. Principle 21, keep score for success. You have to measure what you want more of. Measure what you want, not what you don't want. Principle 22, practice persistence. Most people give up when they're about to achieve success. I'm telling you, when I went 0 for 73 on appointments, I could have given up easy. Could have been very easy to say, this is not for me. But guess what? I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I want this for my family. Chris is exactly right, but I want to see how many people I can help. I want to see how many families that I can help not to go bankrupt, not to lose their home. I want them to stay in their home. That's very important to me. It's not always going to be easy. It's not. This business is tough, but guess what? I'm tougher. I'm tougher than what it takes to do this business. Nobody, I never quit has never once entered my mind, not once, because I tell you, helping families and being able to build a business that I can leave for my family is the most important thing for me. Pick 5 specific things to move you toward your goals and practice it. Just 5 things, 5 simple things. Knowledge, practicing. Principle 24, exceed expectations. Guess what? It's not crowded along the way. And you know why? Because most people they're not willing to do it. They're just not willing to do it. Go the extra mile. Why go the extra mile? If you're willing to do more than you're paid to do now, eventually you'll be paid to do more. Eventually you will be paid to do more than you do. That's what I can't wait. That's I didn't recruit up until what, Chris? First week of January. And I love it, guys. I like explaining this business to people. Principle 27, keep your eye on the prize. It's easy to be negative and unmotivated, but it takes some real work to be positive and motivated. That's one thing my wife just says about me on a constant basis. I'm not a negative person. You won't see me say anything negative. I always turn anything negative to something positive. There's always something positive that can come out of something negative. The most important 45 minutes of the day, an important part of any focusing regime is to set aside time at the end of the day just before going to sleep to acknowledge your success, to review your goals, focus on your successful future, and make specific plans for what you want to accomplish the next day. And this is something that Chris told me to do a couple of weeks ago. Before I go to bed at night, write down my goals for the next day. Sometimes it's just 3, sometimes it may be 8 or 10, but write them down. That way, when you go to sleep, you don't have to worry about what you got to do the next day. You already got them wrote down. Principle 28, clean up your messes and incompetence. The cycle of completion, first you have to decide that you have a plan and then start that plan. From there, you have to continue, then finish, and then complete. This is required to succeed in anything you do. Failing to complete something robs you of valuable attention units, guys. Principle 20, wait a minute. That's all I got, boys and girls. I'm out of time, sorry.
Hey, I love it, buddy. Hey, I love it, man. Hey, we'll give you time more later on to share some of it. Of the principles that are remaining, which one speaks to your heart the most that you wanted to cover? Oh, I think I muted you. Sorry. You may have muted yourself. There you go. I unmuted you. I asked to unmute you. No, unmute yourself, buddy.
I was just going to give the 6 steps to forgiving, to clear your mind, to make sure that it's not got cluttered space in your mind. Acknowledge your anger and resentment. All right, I'll hurry. All right. Acknowledge your anger and resentment. Acknowledge the hurt and the pain it created. Acknowledge the fears and self-doubts that it created. Acknowledge any part you may have played in letting behavior or the event occur or letting it continue. Acknowledge what you were wanting to do or wanting that you didn't get, and then put yourself in the other person's shoes and attempt to understand where he or she was coming from at that time, and what needs they were trying to meet, however intelligent and by the behavior, and then let go and forgive the person.
I love it. Hey, I learned from somebody years ago, and I've learned it in business books that we read. Like if you have if you have a person that you have a conflict with and you don't forgive them, it's like you taking poison and expecting them to die. You with me? It's like if you don't forgive them, and so forgiveness is not, it's not for them, it's for you. You free up your heart and soul, and you free up what you can do once you live a life of forgiveness. And so just remember that that's a success principle in life, right? Frees you up to go do things that you need to do, right? And so proud of you, buddy. Hey, first of many book of the months for Mr. Brian Hamby. Super proud of you, man. Hey, and not too shabby. Once you start figuring out the business, you already wrote 6 apps, 5,600 this week. And I promise you, man, you haven't even seen anything yet, buddy. So proud of you, man. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Couple of little quick news and notes, and then we're going to wrap it up here in a second. All right. 12 o'clock call today. Sales training. Anybody out there want sales training? Raise your hand if you do. Or no, blink. Blink if you want sales training. Oh, okay. Everybody out there, it looks like they're blinking. Hey, they want sales training. So confident, how to be a confident producer by Mike Lediker today at 12 noon, hosted by Symmetry Financial. Plug into that if you feel you need more training on how to be a confident producer. Plug into that today. Also, the Huddle Up call we're hosting every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you need more plug in, if you need concentration on the big 3, different things where you can plug into one of our leaders each and every week. That's a call that starts at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. I encourage you guys, if you want more plug in, more time, more in time with the leaders, you can plug into interactive call where we hear from you, you hear from us. You can do that. Also, the new agent call hosted tomorrow by myself. I am fired up to plug into you new agents and help you guys get started. And I promise you this, if you'll take notes and if you'll apply what I teach you, you'll write whatever the heck you want to write here. Also, if you don't, your process will take longer. It just is what it is. But if you do, I promise you this, you can get where you want to get to. So I challenge any of you brand new producers, be on that call tomorrow. Be ready to take notes at 11 a.m. Eastern. I love getting started on time. And I'm going to give you what you need. And if you'll apply it, you'll get everything out of this business that you want. That's my challenge to you. So fired up talking to our new agents tomorrow. All right, real quick. We got just a couple more minutes left. I'm going to unmute mi amigos there. Jeryd, you out there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, I've got you and Jordan on split screen, so I'm going to unmute her as well. So, one of the words of the year of Symmetry Financial the word this year is invest, right? And something that me and my wife have done for the past 7 years, we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in our business just over the last 7 years. And something that we love to do is if we have agency owners, and you guys became agency owners
December.
So you guys became agency owners in December, and we're like, man, what can we do with the Gillums? Fired up for the Gillums. You know what I mean? You guys been here, you're fighting for agency owner, and this past weekend, man, we decided to have a little trip, and but we wanted to invest in our relationships. Does that make sense? Invest in the people that invested time in their business and going out, and we talked about investing in relationships. Buddy, did you have a good time this weekend, man?
Oh God. We don't have enough time for that, but yes,
no.
I mean, completely.
Man, and we got so many stories too, right? I mean,
I know, right? We packed a lot into 2 days.
We did. I mean, like I still like some of the fashion faux pas from mismatching shoes. You know what I mean? Mismatching shoes apparently should be a new thing. And then she went out and bought her big red shoes, and then hey, and look at your wife. She earned her ears there. So
look at that.
So anyway, but any specific thing you take away from this past weekend, buddy?
Ooh, I would say understand, like, and I know I've even said this on, I think, one of kind of like the huddle up calls, like, coming up to this Las Vegas kind of trip, like, where we're kind of coming out for the conference and and trying to get everyone back together, because I know we've been missing that from kind of the 2020 year. I would say like the time spent, you know, where there was like those little 30-minute segments where there was like a lot of good conversation, a lot of good like knowledge spreading and relationship building, I think was the best thing. Don't get me wrong, Rise of the Resistance ride was probably creme de la creme there.
No,
I
don't
mean,
undersell it. That was the coolest thing I've ever been, seen, done, whatever. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was. And I do want to say the relationship building of it though, you know, there's nothing that there's none of that weekend that we're ever going to forget because of those little highlights, you know, going through it and all the little things that we kind of packed in. That relationship building is huge. And I know that us moving forward, that just powers us, because we know that now we get to do that with some of our top kind of coming forward. And I'm ecstatic looking forward to that.
And we created our own language. There's now, we only know that NOBO, what it stands for. We know what NOBO stands for. Nobody else does.
Hey,
We're not going to tell them because they weren't cool enough to be there. So
no, we're not going to tell them, but it is something that as you guys move up in leadership, you will learn. And we're really excited about that. You know, if you guys I don't think everyone really knows what's to come as you grow at this company. You know, I was talking to one of our teammates about that, who's doing big things really quick, like really, really quick right off the bat, hitting promotions, getting income, just all kinds of things. And I told her, I was like, I don't think you understand what all happens in this company when you do the right things and move forward. Like, I'm not sure that everybody grasps. I didn't know that we would be going to Disney and having this time with Chris and Lauren. I mean, we now have some of the coolest memories because of this. And to what I would say, what I took the most from it was just taking note with what Chris does. You know what I mean? When we were all on the Wednesday call last week, Casey goes through the 5 things a growing organization needs to have. And, you know, when you read through those 5 things, you can't help but be grateful that Chris is following suit, because he is doing the things, all 5 of those things that Casey said, we were all able to check off our list. And that was so cool to be able to see. So when you get taken somewhere like that and you get treated the way that Lauren and Chris, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, we may or may not have brawled it out in Epcot because Chris decided to get all crazy. And you don't fight me, you fight me, I fight back. That's all I gotta say. But I mean, like, when you get those moments with your upline, with this family that we have, you can't help but take note that that's exactly what we need to be doing. And if Jeryd and I could take anything from this trip and apply it to our business, you know, who knows where we'll be by 2022. I can't wait to see how many people get to come to Disney. You know what I mean? Like, that's, we have plans. Like, when I say we, I mean the Cook Agency, the Gillums. We have plans on ways to really treat you guys and initiate you to our team. And it's just going to be big, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm just really happy to be a part of it. You know, and I'm probably going to get emotional, but to hear Brian Hamby talk that way about his family and what he's been able to accomplish. If you guys could have seen him when he was at his low, you would have never known how bad it really was, because of how positive this dude is. And it takes reading, and it takes being plugged in to get to that mindset. So you're bigger than the problems. He's right. He is tougher than what he went through. And I love that. And I can't wait to see how many people we can help get to where putting these ears on. These are the coolest thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Fetty, she's in the midst, dude. I'm telling you, I am fired up. If you can't tell, I feel like I am functioning on whatever's inside here is really what I got. You know what I mean? Whatever's in here, it's just like, how do I give as much of this as possible? Because that's what Chris and Lauren are doing. And I'm so excited for what's to come for this team. Y'all don't know.
I'm with you. I'm so excited. Like, that was a great first trip for all of us to, go do that together, have a special bond. But I can't wait to take the next crew of people down there and go through that initiation, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, I just it was just one of those times. So we went to Disney World for a couple of days. We did what was it, Epcot, and we did Hollywood Studios, right, in 2 days, right? And so, for those of you who want to participate, when you become agency owners, hey, we can set up a time where we have some of our leadership team go down and we'll celebrate with you guys. So if you want to be a part of that, we'd love to have you a part of it, because what we did and some of the ideas that we have now for that are some great ideas. And we may let you know what NOBO really means. So, or you may figure it out for yourself, right? So
I was going to say that may come naturally there once you get into the swing of things.
Yeah. Now remember, if you get lost, all you have to do is yell OPA, and the leadership team will come help you out. The leadership team will help you if you yell OPA. You get lost. That's one of the lingo, and that's your only lingo you're going to learn until you move up. So if you get lost in your business, yell OPA. Your leadership team's got your back.
That's right. That's right. So, my big thing and takeaway for this, I hope a lot of you get, is just remember, invest in your relationships, right? We invest in business. We invest in a lot of things. And me and Lauren called the Gillums up a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't too long ago. I was like, hey, you just qualified for AO. What about, let's go to Disney World, right? You know what I mean? And certainly I love it that they were gracious enough to take our offer up, and 2 weeks later, hey, we went down to Disney World, had a good time for the weekend. And we just know that we can't wait to spend times like that for all of you out there that are willing to put in the sacrifice and the heart that it takes to build a business here, because it takes sacrifice, it takes heart, right? It takes investment, right? It takes investment in your business. And so very proud of you guys. I know you were going to talk about, Jordan, you were going to talk about you and Jeryd are going for a contest this year, right? So what's your specific contest you guys are looking to qualify for this year?
Yes. So there's two actually, and Jeryd and I feel like one of them will just come with the other one. So our primary focus is, of course, Costa Rica, qualifying for the SFG trip. If we're going to have DJ go and Joe's going to go and you're going to go, we might as well go too, So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to qualify as a group. So I really do see our agency being $1 million agency this year and getting there. I know we have the people, I know we have the potential, and I'm just really excited for what's to come as we implement the things that you're teaching us. And other than that, we want to go to Mediterranean and the Adriatic seas and with foresters. That's definitely my plan.
What's the qualification if a new agent out there wants to go to Mediterranean, Adriatic seas? What's their qualification? Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, and guys, it's really not a whole lot. If you want to take it into consideration for what's the Costa Rica qualifier. So if you're a new agent right now, you're qualifying the same way I would as far as a producer, and it's going to require $300,000 to go to the Costa Rica trip. If you're a brand new agent, you only have to do 60 in 90 days. So just remember that. I'd rather do 60 in 90 days than 300 over the year. So that is like I said, it's 300,000 of issued paid business to go to Costa Rica. But foresters, if you want to go to the Mediterranean, the Adriatic seas, I read the description again to Jeryd today, and he was like, oh man, I want to go so bad. It's only 90,000 of production is all that it takes to get there. And it's actually 12 minimum policies you have to write to qualify for that. So for those of us who are participating in DFL and utilizing foresters, just remember you have to have 12. Betsy's out there swinging, batting 1,000 with $8,000 APB policies. You know what I mean? You only need like 10 more of those, and you're good to go to get there. But yeah, it's a cruise all along the Mediterranean and the Adriatic seas, getting to see Greece, Montenegro, getting to see Croatia. You get paid to go where you're working hard to go. So it's only 90K, only 90,000.
Nice. And you were going to share with us real quick the AMAM. So for those of you out there that are just starting with us, foresters is something for some of you. Get with your agency owner if you're in the Gillum's group and they're saying, hey, this is a good one for you to focus on. You focus on it. For some of you in mine and Tina's base, I want you focused on this one she's going to release to you right now. I think this is a great one for if you're direct to me and Tina or somebody else, check with the upline. But this is one that's in my heartstring. And the reason it is because it's a simple company to write. AMAM, you can write them really quick. So tell them what the AMAM qualifier is, American Amicable.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you guys have planned for June of next year, but you could be taking an all expenses paid trip to the Big Island in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And if I know anything about American Amicable, guys, when we have conferences and you're there in person, they literally throw tennis balls of cash out into I've caught one before and I still have my tennis ball. But they threw out $100 bill and I'm like, oh, hot dog, get $100 at conference, doesn't suck. But yeah, so they're not going to do it small. If you've probably ever wanted to go to Hawaii and do it right, I would just go ahead and plan to try to hit this qualifier, because it is out of this world. It's going to be everything you want to do in Hawaii and you don't have to pay for it. And so it is the same qualifier. Actually, it's 95,000 of personal production, so only 5,000 more. But you have the entire year, guys. If you really try to break it down of what that means weekly for yourself of writing with AMAM, which is basically our if you're a part of this group, you have the simplified UW tool. Tier 1 is home certainty. So if you're just following the basic instructions of this group, guys, it's 1,800 APB a week. It is 2 apps a week with American Amicable, and you can be there by the end of the year. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be weeks you're going to write a whole lot more than 2. So 2 apps a week with American Amicable should be getting you to the Big Island of Hawaii.
I love it. Hey, and guys, one thing that I did early on, me and Lauren, is just when we started out in our career here, we put this little Crayola crayon thermostat that I drew, and it was really awkward looking. And I drew out the little lines of what qualified us for our first contest. And I remember this is 20K, this is 40K, and then I put it there. And so I loved what you said, because I always broke that down. So for you to qualify just to go to AMAM, it's only $1,826 APB a week issue paid business to get you there, which is a layup. Part-time people can do that. All it is, if you want to go to Costa Rica, and here's my challenge to anybody out there. I've been here 7 years. I've never not qualified for the SFG trip. So my challenge is for anybody out there, remember, I qualified in my very first 11 months. And so all you have to do is 5,770 a week. Guys, there was like 7 or 8 of you that did that this week alone. And all you do is have to do that repeat. And you can do that each and every week. It's just the numbers you put into it. DJ Robinson made 1,005 dials this week. If you replace the activity that you used to put on the road and driving to appointments, for those you have been with us long enough, you actually had to drive to appointments, and you replace that with dials and more appointments, do you think there's any of these that you would not qualify for? So remember, what are you doing with your extra time is a key component of thinking about that, because really it's easier to produce 10,000 in a week than it ever has been before. Because DJ Robinson's not only doing California, he's working Tennessee. Most of his applications this week were in Tennessee bonus leads. Hey, he works Virginia, Tennessee, California, and Nevada. Lives in the great state of California. So the challenge is out there, folks. The bar is being set higher and higher every week. Gillums, no bow, right? Hey.
No bow.
No bow, baby. No bow.
Hey.
Not even one. Not even one. Not even one of us. No bow.
No
not
bow.
Even one.
Hey, no bow. Not even one of us should not qualify for these trips. So proud of you. Hey, go like Jordan and Jeryd and get your ears, get your I Am Groot hat, and let's all go to Disney World together, because I'm telling you that some of the memories that'll last us a lifetime. And I promise you it will. We had so much fun this past weekend. So thank you guys. You earned it, and it was so much fun. I appreciate you. So everybody go out and have a great week, and make sure you plug into all the opportunities that will provide you and your family with everything you want if you plug in. Thank you guys.
Appreciate you, Chris.
Appreciate you, buddy.